Um, Dear viewers and readers, today we have the privilege of talking with a person with many hats. She is a dietitian, nutritionist, and a life coach who combines expertise in sales, nutrition, and cognitive behavioral therapy. Her mission is to help transform their lives through science-based wellness strategies. Her approach focuses on evidence-based practices that empower individuals to adopt healthier habits and achieve lasting health. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive deep into the insights and learn how we can improve our well-being with Seyma Yagmur Turan. Hello, Seyma.
Hi.
Welcome to our conversation.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And let's first, in a very quick way, like
Mhm.
there is a journey of every person. So can you share a bit about your journey and what basically inspired you to pursue a career in nutrition and life coaching, if you please?
Yes, well, my journey into nutrition and especially for the life coaching, I think it's deeply personal and it's my passion, but it comes from my career as a professional volleyball player in Turkey, where I first discovered the nutrition and my coach introduced me that, and then I noticed like how it impacts on performance, recovery, even for mental focus. And I think this experience sparked a desire to understand how food could be not just fuel like our body, but also like the sports our health, even for the longevity as well. So I also have a second degree for gerontology for nutrition.
Ah,
The reason for that, I think it's lead me to again, maintaining the vitality, but also the quality of life as we age. So I noticed this once I became like older and wiser, but it's very important to support the aging gracefully. It's not just for extending the lifespan, but it's about quality, about the lifespan as well. So I try to combine this approach when it comes to my working and with my clients. But yeah.
I really love the term. It is so well put together, aging gracefully.
Yes.
And
Very
it is applicable to me as well. So I will be really looking forward to it. But in your LinkedIn profile and in your conversation, whenever we are having just before switching on the camera and everything, we heard and we saw in your LinkedIn page specifically, you talk about importance of science-based wellness strategies. Uh, can you explain that a bit?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think that science is a like bedrock for effective wellness strategies.
Mm.
And in my studies for especially for the metabolism, like gut health, cognitive function, yes, but specific nutrients can impact like all of the things in the body, like energy levels, mental clarity, hormonal balance, and everything behind this. It stays science, and I always try to look into the latest researches when I try to implement on the clients. But it's my focus has been provide the clients evidence-based recommendation that are not only effective but also tailor their individual needs.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
yes, please.
What I was going to say is that I also when it comes to the science-based approach, I think it's important to understand that not like prescribing one size fits all diet. That sometimes we understand that, but it's about understanding the why behind it. So it comes from there when I try to apply that.
So basically, the science-based approach that you have mentioned, it covers metabolism, cognitive functionality,
Yeah.
and specifically, it will be completely individualized
Yes.
and customized to the very individual level because all of us needs different things.
Exactly. Yes. All of the bodies needs different things as well, and maybe one thing is works for me, but it's not going to work for you. So it's better to understand behind it.
So sometimes these days, I'll just go a bit tangent on that and then again come back to our
Yeah.
question track. So what is your take on it? Like, if someone is following a diet plan or anything by watching YouTube videos, it's like sometimes by listening to you and by listening to other experts that we have talked so far in this conversation in Magazika,
Yeah.
following a certain diet plan that is very generic, very general, and do you suggest that, or do you suggest that no, talk to an expert, express your needs, have a minimum checkup and everything, and customize that, maybe the same diet plan or maybe the same diet principle, but according to your individual body? What is the best approach, cookie cutter approach or individualized approach?
I think definitely individual personalized, because again, you need to understand your body and what they need, what your body needs as well. It's always the better idea to do the things like comprehensive and personalized when it comes to nutrition, because sometimes you might even, if I know, like, you might be trying to do it best for your body, but sometimes you might be backfire if you tried something, you heard it from someone else, right? So it's always better to understand your body. If it's then necessary, you can get a professional help, that's for sure, but depends on like which part of the body area you want to focus as well.
Fantastic, because sometimes it is also my urge to follow something if I see something good on the social media and everything. Oh, this sounds so good, let's follow that. But usually, maybe not always a good idea.
Yes, you need to understand the lifestyle, right? Yeah.
Lifestyle is a very important thing. Yeah, true, 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 true. Again, come back to the so what I understand and what I have tried on myself, and it is completely from personal experience. I do not know how readers will resonate to it. Changing diet or changing your nutrition plan is not about food, but about behavior.
Yes, that's very
And so
important.
you have talked about CBT, we call it overall that I am CBT stands for, I guess, cognitive behavior therapy. So
Yes.
you have mentioned that in your practice. So how you, as a practitioner, as an expert in this field, or as a very attentive student in the field, how do you match cognitive behavioral therapy and nutrition and other dietary changes to help people to build healthier habits, please?
Yes, I think that this is one of my biggest important part of my approach when it comes to the making meal plans for people, because I found that the true transformation comes when nutrition paired with behavioral change. And it's specifically for the individual because, again, we all human is different. But through my clinical experience, I think I learned that clients often struggle not just with what they eat, but also like why they eat the way they do.
Mm.
And that plays a huge role. So let's say we can give an example like stress eating, um, or like emotional triggers. Some people might eat happiness eating or like boredom eat. So we need to understand the root behind it to make a real long run meal plan for them. So I try
Mm.
to guide them through in that and then underlining the thoughts and beliefs behind it. And then we make a plan together.
Okay. So can we say that sometimes, not in always, but sometimes people eat more or eat in a not so good way when they're bored or tense or frustrated?
Yes, so there's actually there's again actually science behind it for that. So let's say if we are specifically bored, so
Okay.
that means sometimes our dopamine is low, and then it might lead you for eating something
Oh,
to increase your dopamine, like let's say chocolate, something like that. And if you
yeah.
don't understand the science behind it, it's very easy to make a cycle for that. And whenever you became bored, you might just go for get a chocolate bar, and then this became like a habit for you.
Okay.
But if you can understand that and be more self-awareness, you can change that behavior and then have a healthier approach for sure.
Then we can break that cycle and reverse it.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to eat a chocolate bar, but it's better to understand why behind it, and then you don't have that for like all the time.
This is the first time I am, because we do it, because I'm from HR background. So we do it all whenever we are planning something or planning any training, we say that why we need the training. But I do not often have this conversation whenever we are talking about nutrition and diet, that why you want to eat it, then it will leads to what you want to eat.
Yes,
So,
that's
so you are the first person I'm listening to this. So thank you for that. Now I can like after you say, now I can relate it to more. So,
yes. I feel like if you know behind the why for everything, you implement it better. Even when I try to tell the clients, okay, you should eat protein, but I want to explain to them why they need the protein because then they will think about, okay, I need to do this for this. Yeah.
no, yeah. That then it's okay. Okay, fine. Because this is the first thing. Because whenever but for every training module that we usually plan, we have to first, like the first, a big good time, we have to make it very clear to the participants, to the trainees, that why they need the training. But
Right.
as you have attached the two, this is the maybe there are other practitioners, maybe you have also learned it in a school of thought, but for us general readers, layman's, it's the first time I'm listening to it, and it's fascinating. It is like,
Oh,
oh, it sounds so familiar to us.
I'm glad about that.
No, no, no. So thank you very much for that. So how do you tailor like what is there any principle that to tailor nutrition advice to meet the specific needs of individuals, like how the curation happens, the calibration happens, that okay, these are the nutrition policies and this will go to the particularly to this person. Do you follow any principle on that?
Yeah, well, when I try to personalize the nutrition for them, first I'm like on our first meeting, especially I try to understand and then know each other, and I try to know their lifestyle. Um, so like what time you're waking up, what is the first thing you do in the morning? It's not about just nutrition though. So I ask them, like what's your morning routine because it's very important how you start the day as well. And then I try to understand what kind of food you like to eat, how are the energy dips, which can be energy crashes. Most of the time people say 3 4 p.m., or like do you have a sleep problem, digestive. So very very dive deep into. And then after the appointment we create the plan together. So they need to like the plan for doing it. That's very important for me.
Yeah,
So they will do consistently.
yeah. Because coffee is my staple food. So I have to, if you have to say me that, okay, you have to, out of coffee, you have to give me a very good, strong reason. Otherwise,
Nothing wrong
because
with the coffee. But sometimes it's about like the minimal changes, like when are you drinking the coffee or like how often you drink the coffee. But it's not about specifically yes or no for me. Let's say like that.
oh, so you like it's not for your case, like how you do it. So for the message I'm getting it from it, it
Yeah,
is not a revolution, it is evolution.
I really like that. Exactly. I should use that. Okay.
So yeah. So, now I understand a bit as you are speaking. So can you suggest some healthy habits or practical strategies to forming and maintaining like healthy habits for our readers that they can start doing it like maybe in a minuscule, maybe in a minimum scale, but
Yeah.
what are some healthy habits according to you?
Okay, I think I can give it like a one healthy habit that might help people to sticking with another. It's very important to balance lifestyle, that's for sure. But I think I noticed that it comes from small but consistent actions. So let's say I try to encourage clients to start with manageable changes, using techniques like mostly like habit stacking. I'm not sure if you heard that before, but it's like stacking habits behind and behind. So let's say you have a habit of brushing your teeth and you want to have another habit building. So just add that habit after the brushing your teeth. So you have to have a habit first, the building another habit easily, consistently for throughout the day. So let's say you want to add 5 minutes stretch to your morning routine. So you have a coffee routine as well. So do the
Mm.
coffee and then add a 5 minutes of morning stretch. That way you will have more consistency throughout the momentum. It's called
Oh,
micro habits, I think I would say.
micro habits. So if there is a like an existing pattern of behavior, so
Yes.
you are, if you want to implement a new pattern of behavior, so you tag along the
Yeah.
new pattern with the existing pattern.
Yeah. It's like a macro habit stacking.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. Is it, so, I think something similar was with the Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yes, actually, that's true.
Okay, okay.
That
So
book, yeah, there is more.
that book is fascinating. So I really like the idea. But you have explained it in such a nice way that micro habits, what is existing, just tag along with that.
Yes.
So that means the food we want to discard or food we want to add into our life,
Mhm.
you can add it with the existing food pattern.
Yes, so you can also use that for same thing, like some people have a problem with drinking water.
Yeah, I have, definitely.
So yeah, I had this client as well. She used to have that problem and then she couldn't remember the drinking. She just didn't have that habit. So we tried to get
Mhm.
adding that habit to her lifestyle. There's so many ways, but her approach was she found that whenever she making her meals, she added like 2 glasses of water with it. So she was
Oh.
remembering it. Not even like it's necessarily during the eating, but when she see the water, she just remembers. So that kind of stuff.
Oh, that means whenever, like the things that I regularly do, I
Yeah.
should add the drinking, for this example, I should add the drinking water to that existing.
Yes, so if your coffee is your main meal, maybe you
Yes.
add like a water on the side for sure, just to remembering yourself, even like sipping throughout the day.
Mm. So that at least I'm not like
Hydrated, exactly.
dehydrating my body. I'm just hydrated enough
Yeah,
and gradually. Yeah, yeah. Because there is no one around and I'm constantly on the go and everything. So water is the first thing I think I should add to my daily lifestyle because that is
that's actually a huge thing. Yes.
yes. So apart from anything, this one is that. So any kind of change, as we are basically sometimes consulting organizational change.
Right.
I'm just trying to pose the question in a bit of interdisciplinary way so that it can be better understood or better clarified even for me, because this is not my field of expertise. You are an expert on this. In organizational change, whenever we want to implement it, it
Mhm.
always faced with resistance.
Right.
Always. People never like changes. So whenever you are telling one of your client or the advisee or the trainee that you should change this, so it is human nature. We don't like changes. We want to be our own comfort zone. Over the years, so you have walked, maybe you have worked with many people. What are some common challenges people face when they're trying to improve their health or overcome any challenging situation or changing their diet? What are the common challenges that you have faced, please? And you can elaborate on this because this is one of the fundamental thing. You can speak as much as you want. We have enough time, please.
Okay, perfect. Well, I have a couple things in my mind when it comes to this topic because I think the first one is that, like you said, when it comes to the clients, initially feel overwhelmed, and I think it's the thought of making lifestyle changing. So when you said like that, you're just thinking about, okay, I have to change my lifestyle 360, which is it's not like that for me as well, and I try to explain to clients because it's often believing they need to completely overhaul their routines, their lifestyle, their beliefs as a result. And then I try to encourage them for just do like break down goals into small and manageable steps. Just have to you just have to show them the roadmap for that and making the process less stressful and overwhelming. So let's say instead of attempting a full dietary overhaul, I might suggest starting with one change like eating more protein to your breakfast, or today we are going to increase just fiber kind of thing. So if you do that, they don't feel about that overwhelming of lifestyle changing. Um, and then I try to encourage them to just focus on more consistency, small habits instead of the perfectionism mindset as well.
Hmm. So that is the so
One challenge.
you tell that the change will not be overwhelming for you.
Yes.
And second thing, you tell them that, okay, this is our goal, and we will divide it into manageable and small steps.
Exactly. Yes. Day by day.
Okay, day by day. So first one is with the ideation, and second one is with the process. Is there anything else?
Definitely. I think it's for especially what I would say for the weight loss part though,
Mm.
or like weight management. I think those type of clients, they mostly challenge maintaining the motivation. That's what I see as well. This can be for anything else as well, but especially when progress is slow or like results aren't immediate, because we are human, we tend to lose the motivation and easily. And what I try to do is that I help the clients set realistic short-term goals that create a sense of achievement and also builds the confidence over time. So I think this comes from, again, from self-compassion and maybe like the teaching the clients that setbacks are a natural part of the journey, but that progress is not always a linear. And seeing this type of things will provide motivation throughout the journey as well for the clients.
Okay, so in the behavior change theory, sometimes it is often observed, at least in the business cycle, that
Yeah.
whenever people first try to change their behavior, it goes like this, up, 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 up. And after a certain time, it gets a plateau.
Yeah.
It hits a plateau. The graph becomes equal and everything.
Yeah.
What to do then? My diet is becoming boring. I'm eating the same thing every day. What
You
do you
mean if
suggest then?
you mean if you lose the motivation, like you need
Yes,
money?
yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes.
So then comes discipline, self-discipline. You have to build that one. Because again, motivation, if we be realistic, motivation is not going to be there every day. But if you have the self-discipline or, resilience, like you said, you will have that routine every day. So it's not about always motivation, like you had it in the beginning. It's about,
No.
again, building the habits, sounds like it.
So as you mean, I'm trying to just unpacking the ideas for our readers. So as you mean that motivation will give you the good start,
Exactly.
but continue with the process. You have to have self-discipline, as in willpower.
Mm, I wouldn't say willpower, but I would say you will need the self-discipline for sure,
Okay.
consistent changes. Yeah.
for to manage the change, or to
Changes. Yeah.
get along with the process, even if we are having bad days or we do not want to do things.
Yes. More sustainable lifestyle. Yeah.
More sustainable lifestyle. That's a better way to express it. Yeah. As I said, I'm not an expert. So, so how do you see, let's talk about sometimes about the elephant in the room, AI or
Mhm.
technology. So
Yes.
what do you see the role of technological innovations or advancement influencing the field of nutrition and health coaching? Because you are working in that, and you are
Yeah.
the first hand, you are experiencing what are the changes it is bringing in. So what are the role of technology in that?
To be honest, I try to look at it as a positive aspect, because it's reshaped the way we approach wellness in a more dive deep into understanding clients as well, but also I think making it more interactive, personalized, and engaging. So engaging, that what I see benefits from technology is that because I can talk to clients daily and just make sure, everything is working for them well. But also tech tools like there's like apps coming, or it will provide the clients real-time feedback. I
Yeah.
can track the process, or like make it more personalized insight and for their journey. And I think also technology make it easier for clients to even like set goals or monitor habits and make informed decisions based on the data if they're using it in a healthier way. um I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, but I'm also developing my own app. We launched this week, actually.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. We love to hear about that, please.
Okay, so it's called TRM, which is the Radiant method. So my
Oh,
goal is that there are like tracking features. I'll be able to track my clients as well, but you can also do that individually too. You can track your sleep routine, stress, or how much water you drink. Did you take a daylight in the morning, or did you
oh,
do some movement? So you can track your process from there with typing your number, or you can even put a picture from there. But I will be able to see my clients' data from there and then help them more comprehensive, because we can see which day you felt, how do you feel, which areas you need more help or improve. But yeah, so I think technology plays a huge role for my approach now.
yeah. So it is called TRM.
TRM, yes,
Uh, and what it stands for, TRM?
the Radiant method.
The Radiant Method. Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. Because these are the things we want to let readers know, that what they can expect in future, and what are the experts in this field are doing everything for us. So
True.
we will be the direct beneficiary of that. Okay.
Yeah.
You
It will
just
make,
mentioned, oh yeah, please.
I was gonna say it also makes it more accessible for for
Yeah.
people. Let's say if they can't reach for the whole thing, but when it comes to technology, you can at least get some access or help and feel more supported from there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have just mentioned whenever you were explaining the app and before the role of technology and everything, you talk about holistic health, like overall health. So for you, health is kind of a holistic approach. We have understood that. So can you discuss the connectedness of nutrition,
Yeah.
and specifically after post-COVID era? I do not know what I have felt. Again, I'm a layman. I just work with people or talk to people like you and
Yeah.
other experts and everything. Mental well-being is really a big issue.
It's very big thing for sure.
Very big thing, specifically after post-COVID. So I do not know why it happened, how it happened. These days, there are lots of criticism about even for work from home. So there are good things, there are bad things. Life always throws up curveballs every now and then. So what is the interconnectedness between or among nutrition, mental well-being, and overall health? I just want to pick your brain on that, please.
Yes. I think it's a plays again big role in my approach because I believe that achieving holistic health, like in general, requires addressing not just dietary, but also like your stress management, mental health, sleep quality, movement. And I've seen how factors, those kind of things can affect the nutrition part as well. Like stress can affect your gut health. You might feel more even bloated. Again, it will affect your if affect your sleep or your hormonal health and your mood. So if you focus on the whole holistic approach, like your mental
Mm.
health and plus the nutrition, you will emphasize more balanced approach for sure for the long term, right? And it's not only what you eat, but also like how you manage other aspects of your life. So sometimes like I try to combine dietary changes with a client with
Mm.
stress reducing activities. So for if
Oh.
I'm noticing them, they have a very like a high cortisol symptoms or like they have a problem with like even emotional eating. I try to give them like a mindfulness exercises or like a
Yeah.
sleep hygiene. You can also do that, or can be like journaling or meditation. So it's try to combine all of them. Yeah.
Fascinating, fascinating. Just yesterday, would you believe it or not? Just yesterday, we were talking because that will be in the same issue, the November issue. That article will be published as well, along with yours. So she was talking about journaling, and I just told her that I do journaling. I also do meditation,
Maybe.
not mindfulness, like meditation for
That's
more
great.
than last 20 years. So that is one thing that kept me alive, I guess,
I think
including all
it's
the
huge.
stress and everything. So I do journaling. I'm just saying, I'm just asking about your opinion. I also have asked her opinion as well on that. I do journaling, gratitude journaling. Usually I don't have the time to do because in the morning I
Mhm.
just run out of bed to catch up with something. At night, what I do, close all the screen at least half an hour or 1 hour before my sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm just with my pen and paper and my journal. I do it like I'm old school. So
I do like that as well. I just have my journal and my pen, and then
yes.
also do like nighttime too, actually, if I'm thinking about it now. Yeah,
Yeah. So nighttime, because that serves me two purposes. That gives the winding off before going to bed.
amazing. Yeah.
And I just vomit everything on the pages to say the vulgar word. I'm sorry. But the point is that in my understanding over, I'm doing it for like last 20 years. I'm
Amazing.
just, I'm just,
Very inspiring.
yeah, it is. I'm just requesting your that am I doing it in the right way or not? Maybe you can help me better the process. What I understood that journaling is not about checklist or anything. It is about reflection.
Exactly. Yes.
Because if I do not learn from my daily life, it is just a day. And if I cannot learn it from, and I cannot learn it from my experience, if I'm not transferring my experience into learning points, my next day I cannot perform better.
Yeah.
So that 1 hour, I just write down where I got angry, what communication pattern I did wrong, what could have I done better. And usually I do that overhauling on the Sunday afternoon when either everyone is out or my kids are asleep. So I do that with my thing. And Sunday usually is my big thing. And I do it after every 31st of every month, and specifically in December for 7 days.
Amazing.
I'm completely out. I'm completely off grid.
Mhm.
I go somewhere. And I take my 3, 4 blank journals with me, and I try to remember everything from that year. That's my birthday. So, so I do that in that way to turn my experience into my learning points.
That's amazing. Yes.
So is it okay, or I'm just overdoing anything? Like,
No, no, I feel like the journey, when it comes to journaling, especially, there's no one rule. Okay, you have to do this journaling to feel the benefits. There are so many ways.
yeah.
And I say that this to clients as well. So whatever works for you, I think you should just stick with that one. Like for me as well, I think the same thing for the nighttime journaling. It's better fits for me because if I do that, I feel when I wake up in a better state because I kind of feel like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm putting my
True.
intentions for the next day.
Yeah,
So that's what I also like.
absolutely.
And
Okay.
I also noticed that when I go back and read my journal, like past days, I'm like, wow, because it gives you self-awareness and then you can
Yes.
track your triggers
Yeah.
and then you can like, moving forward, you can do better decisions as well. It's not about just nutrition, but in general mental state. Yeah.
And what I think is that that basically worked for me, and that I wind off. I take total blank, and then I go for the nighttime meditation, and after that meditation I just don't
Mhm.
come to the alpha beta level and everything. From the alpha I just go to the bed.
Yeah.
And that is the journaling that stick with me over the years. And one thing that inspired me, in front of every journal, there is few quotes I usually commonly write. So one of the quote I think, however I communicate, I'm mostly that the definition of maturity is that what you do when no
Mhm.
one is observing you.
Exactly. That's how you know yourself deeply as well. I think everyone should definitely do that and then see the patterns. Yeah.
Yeah, and like fascinating. So I tried many things. And no offense to any method. I
Yeah.
respect every method, trust me, but it
No,
didn't,
of course.
it was not for me.
Yeah.
So I do not do checklists. My checklist is on my mobile. My appointment list is on my Google Calendar. So I'm completely digital in that. But at night, I'm out of everything.
Old school journaling.
Completely old school. So that basically stick up with me. But the lifestyle that I have, I'm most of the time on the go. I have to go to meet people, go to the events, go to my classes,
Yeah.
because I work as a part-time professor as well. So I'm constantly on the go. So I don't have the luxury to take fancy journals, a stack of pens and everything with me and everything.
No need to do that, I think.
Yeah, so at night it is simply functional. I change brands every year, I change every now and then, but
Yeah.
definitely fountain pen, because that is in my house, because that is my time, that is my luxury time, with my luxury with my thoughts. So yeah, one of the common phrase that you have just said that I really love is sustainable change.
Yeah. I
It
think
is
that,
always important to change, but it is more important to sustain the change,
yeah.
that I'm not back to square one. How do you suggest your clients to do that? What are the toolkit for that?
Yeah, I think definitely sustainability is a huge thing because I try to, when it comes to any changes, I try to look into them if we are focusing on a healthy approach, as in like permanent, not like temporary. And it's not about like seeing that drastic diets or like restrictive routines, which mostly like temporary and rarely leads to lasting results. I try to focus on gradual, realistic changes that fit into clients' lives better. So let's say I might encourage clients to start by incorporating more plant-based meats, let's say like that, or rather than eliminating the entire food groups. This is depends on the every clients, honestly, because everyone has a different lifestyle. But like fostering a positive relationship with food or like starting a better morning routine, whatever makes them feel better and gives them joy, you will highly more have a chance to stick with the long term as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True. Which one you put more important on? Just an off topic, not related topic question. Food, sleep, exercise. How do you rank this?
I have to pick one.
Like you can say that three are equally important. You can also say that.
Well, all of them are very important for sure. Honestly, they all connected because if you sleep
Yes.
bad, it will affect your food intake the next day. You're going to start craving more sugar, or you might
Ev-
feel very grumpy.
Yeah, everybody goes in that way. The answer that you have just given,
Yeah.
everybody answered in the same way. All three are important. All three are interconnected. Everyone. That means
Yeah.
you all are from very good school.
Yes.
So yeah. Um, Recently, social media is flooded with diet advices, diet ideas, diet principles, and there are many kinds of diets: paleo, keto, just name a few. So there are many diet trends out there. Sorry, diet trends out there. How do you advise clients to navigate and to make informed decisions? Because we are flooded with, sometimes I understand that we have over information, like too much of it.
Too
So
much.
how do you suggest your clients that, okay, for example, some of your client is leaving the country. He was your client, she was your client, but that person is living out of the country, changing places, changing jobs. Probably it will get tough to be connected with you. So how do you suggest them to take informed decision in the coming times?
Yes, well, I try to be open-minded, but I know there's a lot of information about diets and everything, and it's also like critical perspective, I think, because sometimes it might be potential benefits for trends, but sometimes it might be bad. But I try to help the clients navigate trends by explaining the science behind them. And I think also like identifying which aspects align with their personal goals and which might not. So we were trying to focus on promoting like more balanced diet that prioritize. My approach will be like whole, nutrient dense, and also the fosters a positive relationship with food. Also, we focus on the empowering the how they feel as well with the changes. So I think the making informed decisions that support both short-term results, but also the long-term health with the science behind it, that will be my approach for the diet trends.
And they can also use your app
That's another, yes, exactly.
wherever. And it is like mobile based or web based, or how you are planning to do
Oh,
it.
well, both, but you can you'll be able to find it on Apple and Google Play.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So your suggestions for common people to get informed decision is to do a bit of little research,
Yeah.
consider the personal need, and see how they are empowered after they're implementing things, and maintain a short-term and long-term goal. Is it
Yes, I think definitely to understand the science behind it, because when it
science
comes
behind
to
it?
the diet trends,
Mm.
you want to know why is that trends? Did they do research? What kind of research? How many research? Is it cohort
Yeah.
research? You have to know the behind the reason. And then if that's aligned with your personal goal, yeah, why not? You can try it.
Yeah, for sure. Last question. It is so fascinating. Last question.
Okay.
Let's talk about some future of wellness. And the thing is that how do you see the whole science of nutrition? Because you are, again, in that field. So you are working with people even. So you know what is going on in the lab and what is going on in the people's mind and people's life because you are seeing both the worlds. So where the science of nutrition is heading to, and in connection to that, I will really request you if you can elaborate on that. How do you see yourself in that trend? How you are going? What is your plan for long-term contribution? How you are going to rekindle your expertise in future? How do you see? What is your mission for that? What is your vision for that, please?
I think I see for the general future of wellness, it's definitely becomes more personalized. There are so many new tests behind it, like you can do like DNA and everything, but also becomes more interactive, and it's tech driven too. That's what I see where the wellness going. And I think people also more like looking for a solution that address not only like physical health, but I'm noticing people also want to focus on mental, emotional well-being. Maybe like after the COVID, like you said, might happen more. And what I also see with the clients right now is that they are looking for more longevity aspect solutions. So they want to live better life, high quality, rather than just doing a diet. That's what I see with that as well. And I believe it's a greater emphasis on preventing health strategies that support long-term vitality, also the quality of life. That's what I see myself too. Like aging well. And this is another reason why I wanted to develop the app as well, because it's offering a comprehensive approach, personalized nutrition, behavioral change. So we do that over time. And I think I'm excited to evolve in that field. But my main goal is that, again, longevity and aging well, focusing on personalized, comprehensive nutrition.
Wow, wow. And that is so true, because in Canada, very recently I was talking to a person from the labor department, and he was saying that in the upcoming times, somewhat around 20% of the population will be aging population.
Really? Yeah.
I didn't know that. Or 10%. I just don't know the number, but aging population will be a big one, because obviously all the medical intervention, vaccination, and all the development having in the pharmaceuticals industry,
Yeah.
we can prevent all the disease and everything so much, because we are literally living long.
Yeah.
And let's not make it a burden, but a blessing by gracefully being an elderly person. And if you are working on that, it will be a great service. Trust me. It will be a great service. So
Yeah, I definitely enjoy, yeah, for sure. Because seeing the people like feels like they have control their over health, even like a little bit, that makes me feel better. I also want to, with the app and everything that I'm doing, I think I try to show people it's accessible and enjoyable, because sometimes people think it's so hard, I can't do that and things. And if they feel like that, they feel more in control over their health.
wow, the two words are very powerful. It will be accessible, but it will be also enjoyable as well.
Yes.
And that way it will be sustainable as well.
Yeah, so it's behind it as well.
Wow. So thank you very much for your time, Seyma. And
Thank you. Thank you
thank you
too.
very much for your time. And thank you for sharing all those ideas. It was very practical. And I think we could do it, like we have touched the surface only. There are so many deep conversation can happen.
Yeah.
If you have time among your hectic schedule and everything, we can have further conversation on this topic.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, definitely. It was very lovely. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being this attentive to us. And thank you. And thank you on behalf of our readers. Thank you.
Thank you.